Hi guys, it's Andre here, and in today's lesson we're going to talk about how
secrets and lies will put any relationship on the fast track to ruin. On today's case, Ms. Mitchell says her fiance, Mr. McDonald's dirty secrets and constant lies have made her second guess accepting his marriage proposal. She says broken promises, impromptu business trips, and voicemails with erotic poetry are more than enough reasons for her to end things with Mr. McDonald. And she's ready to move on. Can Mr. McDonald convince her that he's on the level and save this relationship? Let's hear their case.
let's hear it.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Okay, Judge, I love how she's so very bad.
Your Honor, this is the case of Mitchell versus McDonald.
Thank you. Ms. Mitchell, you say that after years of broken promises, you're here to set yourself free from Mr. McDonald's lies and manipulations.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. McDonald, you say you didn't sign up for the drama and say it's time for Ms. Mitchell to leave her insecurities in the past once and for all.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is a relationship that was supposed to be moving towards marriage, as I understand it. Why are we in court today, Ms. Mitchell?
I brought my fiance,
From
Thomas,
marriage to
here to
divorce.
divorce court because I'm tired of the head games. Thomas promised me a perfect life, perfect family, and ever since we got engaged, it's been nothing but drama, and all the promises that he made to me have been broken. He's become very controlling. This Jersey girl keeps popping up, so that leads me to believe that he's cheating on me, and I feel trapped in this relationship, and I'm just ready to get what's owed to me and be done.
It's interesting. Get what's owed to her and be done. Did you hear what she said, Mr. McDonald?
Yes, I did.
How do you defend yourself?
He
I'm here
doesn't.
to fight for this relationship because I don't plan on being without her anymore. I don't want to be without her. Because when I met her, I didn't even think I could love again from past experiences. So
I mean, these are beautiful words, but the thing is, people can usually be fooled by this kind of sweet words that everyone wants to hear from one time to another. But the thing is, no one can promise you a perfect life, and a marriage, especially, is not perfect. You have to understand each other's flaws and try to accept them as much as possible. If not, deal with them in a healthy manner, see a professional or anything like that. Or if not, if nothing else works, then let go.
I want her to be with me.
So this is your person, as they like to say. This is the one.
Yeah,
That's your person.
Yes, ma'am.
You all have been together for 4 years, engaged for just over a year. You do live together now, but you have no children. So this is the time in a relationship where you really do make the determination if you are going forward, taking it to the next level, or if you're going to end it. Am I correct, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me a little bit about how you all met and why you say this controlling nature of him has brought you to court today.
Yes, I met Thomas 4 years ago. I was working at HR. I was content with my life, making good money, taking care of me and my kids. I have kids on my own. And I was having a stressful day at work, so I went and I took myself out just to get away from the office, and I took myself out to lunch.
Self-care, I like that.
Most definitely. And while I'm sitting at the bar, Thomas walks in. He sits down a couple chairs for me, and he sparks up a conversation. Like I said, I was stressed.
Now let's be real. Let's be for real for a moment. What kind of life partner do you think you're going to meet in a bar? I mean, really now, especially if he's older. If he's older, he's either looking for a one-night stand or he's a predator. So none of those options look good. Just saying.
So I indulged and, gave him conversation just as a distraction. As it went on, I liked the conversation. Of course, he's handsome. And things just kind of, he gave me his number. He's older, but he didn't give me weird vibes when he gave me his number. So,
He didn't act like the creepy uncle at the club.
At the cookout. He didn't do that. You know what I mean? So I gave him my number. We started seeing each other more, going out a few times.
So you all actually dated?
Yes.
Wonderful. Mr. McDonald, how was the dating in the beginning?
it was great. We met at the taco spot I like to go to on lunch and saw her sitting at the bar, so she was very attractive. So I just walked up to her and started talking.
Because y'all make a nice looking couple.
Thank you.
So she told me she was having a bad day, so I tried to make her laugh, bought lunch and we exchanged numbers.
So
But
they actually dated.
I didn't expect,
Wonderful.
the need for it to happen, but love just happened. So because I've been divorced and I was trying not to go through that path again,
Maybe it's love.
So it just happened, and you can't control love, and that's what happened.
Now, how long after you all started dating did this relationship move to the next level, which means you all started living together?
It was about a year, so we,
So you
got to know
actually
each
took your time.
most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
We, got to know each other first.
I guess for some people a year is a lot. For me, a year is just barely getting to know each other, getting to know your partner's mannerisms, getting to know your partner's faults, and only then you have to analyze to what extent they go to, and see if you are a perfect match, and you can move on to moving in together, which poses another set of problems and responsibilities. So I don't know. To me, 1 year seems a little bit too little, but maybe I'm used to my parents' stories about how uh, how they took their time to meet each other and so on and so forth.
And then 6 months after that, we started dating. 6 months after dating, we moved in. So
Okay.
What do you think is let's say, an acceptable period after which you would move in with someone, with a prospective partner? Tell me in the comments.
year.
All right, so this is one of the few couples at divorce court that you all actually went through a process
Yes,
to see if you were compatible.
Yes, Your Honor.
So congratulations on going through the process. So what the heck went wrong? You were this successful, wonderful, independent, self-sufficient lady moving in, ready to start your life. What happened?
Okay, moving in with Thomas, he wanted me to quit my job
Why?
to control me
That's the first red flag that you could ever see. How did you not see that he was trying to take over your life? I mean, that's irresponsible to ask a partner to not to give up his or her job. I mean, really, in an economy like we have right now, to give up a source of income is just crazy.
are here today, and I'm knowing now. Back then it was more of him just saying he wanted to take care of me, wanted to pay all the bills, and give me the perfect life, but that wasn't a part of my perfect life. My perfect life was just me, my kids, my husband, perfect house, and just being happy.
But you do realize that the perfect life really does start with self. You have to bring your whole self to any relationship.
Exactly.
I just don't know very many families.
I completely agree with Judge Star over here, because you have to know yourself very well, to know your limits, to know how much you can tolerate from another person, to know what your goals in life are, and you have to figure out this by yourself first before you enter any type of commitment to someone. Because once you commit to someone, it means that you are responsible for their happiness, you are responsible for their future, you are responsible for them in general, and you are responsible also for the children that may come into the equation after, right after marriage or before marriage, or whoever, because families today are messy. So, yeah.
Unless your last name is Bezos, that you could just chill.
I didn't.
Everybody usually has to bring double income in the crib. Robert, double income in the crib, right?
I didn't make her quit a job. I just suggested it because she was stressed out.
Now I understand but that usually means get a different job.
No, ma'am.
Go right ahead.
Definitely bugged me and pressured me to quit my job.
So in other words, he set a situation in motion that made you believe that financially you all could do this on his income.
Yes, ma'am.
But then how did it become controlling, Miss Mitchell?
Okay, so after I quit my job, we basically said that we wanted to move into a nicer place together.
Uh-oh, y'all financial planning. I like this.
So we talked about it, and we came to the conclusion that we'll start saving $100 a week each and putting it into an account, where the account was in Thomas's name.
That was your first mistake.
That was my first mistake. So
if you're doing something together, why isn't it in both people's names?
Exactly. The thing is, you should not be blinded by the power of love. Obviously, it's say comforting to indulge into someone else taking a share of your burdens, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to be also to be able to take action against to be able to take action yourself for your own money, right? I mean, sure, for financial planning and making financial decisions together is an ideal, but sometimes the relationships don't work out, and you have to be prepared for that, no matter how hard or maybe petty it may seem to other people. And that's just being responsible, not being rude or anything. In general, I believe that you should have a shared account, right? An account that you put savings, both of you, for yourself, and another one that is individual for you to spend on whatever you may want to spend, right? I mean, you have to be able to have your own life as well as together life, as I call it.
Most definitely.
Tell me why.
With him, it was a controlling thing, but then I'm letting him take the lead. I don't mind being submissive and things like that.
I don't either, but why isn't your name on the money?
Because he convinced me that, he would go and do it. I think I was busy that day. That's not an excuse. I just think I was busy that day, and I let him go and do it because at that time I did trust him enough to say, okay, hey, here it is, and I know we're doing this together. He didn't give me any controlling vibes then.
You got no feelings.
I did. I did.
So I'm going to ask her all the questions that's going to make you uncomfortable and make you look down and go, I can't believe I did all this. Because guess what? You're about to tell me, right?
He left his phone on the nightstand, and I picked it up and I went through.
Okay, Inspector Gadget.
Here we go again.
I see a text message, and I saw emojis being used that you should be using those emojis with me. And he told me that it was a colleague from work.
Mr. McDonald, is Miss Mitchell interpreting those text messages correctly?
You can see the guilt on his face. My God.
After 18 months of putting money into this account, we had $7,200 in there each.
$14,400.
Yes.
That you all had saved together.
Yes.
Nice. Bravo.
Real nice.
You just really have provided a great example on how a family can put money to the side to make a 2-year plan and can actually have a nice nest egg. What happened?
One of my kids, they had a big opportunity for an activity that they had going on, and I wanted to use the funds for that. When I went to the ATM, my card isn't working. Why is my card not working if it's an account open with my $7,200 in this account? I called the bank to see what's going on with my debit card because that's what I thought. Maybe my debit card got shut off, whatever the case may have been. They're telling me there's not a bank account for this debit card. Thomas took it upon himself to go to the bank and close the account.
Ouch.
And took the money out and allegedly had the cash, which I still have not seen, and I don't know where he had.
Tag your it, Mr. McDonald.
Well, see, I just happened to check the account. So I see she's been swiping. So that money is not for that. That money is just...
So what? I mean, well, how is it any different what you did from her swiping? And obviously, since you agreed that, I mean, you have each half of it, half of the money, she's entitled to the money she's swiping away. All right? Well, even if morally speaking, she shouldn't have done that.
It's set aside just for the house, nothing else. Because she has money, she's not broke.
Okay, so tell me what you found when you went to the bank or when you discovered based on bank statements. What did you find?
She just swiping unnecessary items.
Like taking money out?
Just taking money out, yeah.
So how much was left of the $14,400?
Maybe like $1,350, something like that. So
almost $1,000 was out of the account.
Yes. So
did you have a conversation with Miss Mitchell to say?
Once I saw that, I just say, look, I'm going to stay focused. I'm finna put this money aside, put it up where she can't touch it.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, help me to understand how you think you taking the money out is any different from her using portions of the money for other items. And a hush fell over Jerusalem. How's it different, sir?
The account is in my name.
So what?
But
You are not entitled to
and
it.
Ms. Mitchell had an agreement that it was a joint account. Am I right or wrong about that?
Yes, you're right.
So half that money was legitimately hers, correct?
Yes.
And so half that money is yours.
Correct.
So with half the money being hers, what made you think that you all did not need to have a family conversation? Since you made a family decision to save it, why do you make a family decision to communicate how it was going to be spent?
Exactly. I mean, if you are going to make decisions together about future, about everything, and you start doing these type of decisions together, obviously when something changes in those decisions, you have to talk about it, and that's valid for both of them and for all of you out there who believe that only you have the right to say have the word when doing any type of decisions that concerns more than you, more than yourself. So what do you think? Was he wrong? Was he right to take out the money and put them aside for her not to spend? Or do you agree with Justar? Tell me in the comments.
Should have. That's my fault. I should have. I just took it upon myself. Figured she's just young and just out shop. So I just took it all.
Miss
Not
Mitchell,
controlling, but I just took it all. I said, look, we're going to stay on the path.
Ma'am, I was not shopping. I paid for the maintenance for my vehicle.
I don't care if you pay for your nails. If he had a problem with it, you have a conversation about it. Somebody come home from work, somebody says, baby, we need to have a conversation because we made a decision on how we want to use this money. Are we changing how we're going to use this money? Because I'm discovering that there's small amounts being taken out, and that's not what we agreed on. That is a legitimate conversation
That's
that
an
grown
adult
people have.
conversation to have.
And Mr. McDonald, Miss Mitchell may be younger than you, but she's not 12. She can understand what I just said. Miss Mitchell, did that make sense?
Most definitely. Yes, Your Honor.
And you shouldn't have been taking it out to maintain your vehicle if that was not the agreement. Okay, so remember when I congratulated you earlier on making that financial plan? This is an element of financial planning that you all have to do so that you don't have conflict.
The text message said, when can I see you again? And when will you be in the tri-state area again? That's not somebody you fixing somebody Wi-Fi at the front desk.
Oh, that's kind of inappropriate.
Okay.
Oh, indeed.
Where's the money now?
I have it at the house.
Okay, and I'm going to advise, regardless of what happens in this courtroom, that the two of you go directly home and take that money and put it in a bank account and set it up as a joint account so that you both can access it when you want to together. So you can set the circumstances up, the manner in which you can use it. But a communication between the two of you has to happen. And one of you cannot arbitrarily and independently take money from that account because you both have been wrong in that regard. And you doubly wrong to just completely take it on yourself. And I think you both agree with me on that, looking in hindsight. Financial, we just resolve. But this emotional connection sounds like it's going to take a little bit more work. Miss Mitchell?
I've been finding things in Thomas's phone that are not how a fiance is supposed to be moving. Basically, I don't go through phones, but lately Thomas has been cutting his phone off when he goes to sleep. He's never done that before, and people are tied.
Well, you see, I think this is a topic that should be discussed because it has a toll on every relationship nowadays. Everyone tries to sneak a peek into each other's phones when they are in love, so-called love. That's not love, in my opinion. I think when you're in love, you trust that person, and only when he or she changes their behavior from what they usually do, then you have to communicate your concerns. And if you don't get any answers, any concrete answers, only then you resort to this kind of sneaky things and you confront them about it. You don't try to be, let's say, to take them by surprise or anything like that. You confront them about it, you know the truth, you see their version. If they they don't deny and they tell you the truth, then it means they care about you, right? If they don't, they don't, and they don't care about you. It's as simple as that. But most of you, especially the younger generations, don't really get that this is actually a process of communication.
To a ritual. So when he started turning his phone off, I'm not understanding why are you turning the phone off?
Mr. McDonald, are you trying to follow what my friend Ariana Huffington says and put your phone to bed at night, or are you doing it for a different reason?
I'm just putting it to bed.
Nah, you are you just putting it to
I'm
bed?
just putting it to bed, yeah.
All right, so see, he's following Ariana's general thoughts that we must put our phone to bed so that we can all go to sleep at night. But you say that's not what.
No, that ain't it. When Thomas got in the shower, he left his phone on the nightstand, and I picked it up and I went through.
Okay, Inspector Gadget.
Here we go again.
Definitely. Because if something is telling me to do it, it's a reason why. So I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. I go through the phone and I see a text message from a New Jersey.
Usually when people know. I mean, you feel slight changes in your partner's behavior, especially if they are cheating, right? They don't give you that much of attention as they used to. They don't think about the small stuff anymore, the details about setting the mood and so on. You start to argue a lot. I mean, there are signs, you know.
Jersey number. And Thomas does work out of town. He does fly to New Jersey a couple times a year and, works out of town. So I didn't really think anything of it. But when I started going through the messages, I saw the conversation kind of going back and forth too frequently.
Yes.
And I saw emojis being used that you should be using those emojis with me.
Right.
So when I asked Thomas about it, because I'm definitely going to ask.
Okay.
And I asked him about it, and he told me that it was a colleague from work. I'm not understanding why you're texting a colleague from work with the emojis that you're using.
And I completely understand that, because there are signs of emotional cheating and social media cheating.
And social media cheating and emotional cheating are two types of cheating that are commonly unseen. But and even if they are seen, they're pretty much ignored, because it takes a little bit of self-reflection first, and then a little bit of reflection at who you were in the past as a couple and who are you in the present as a couple, in order to see them, to see those signs of emotional cheating, of the other person caring more about someone else than you making the effort for someone else more, and so on and so forth. Or social media cheating, pretty visible, pretty easy to see, but you have to gain access first. I mean, you can't, let's see, how do I put it? You can't identify it without breaking your trust. And that's sad, really, because we've reached to this point where we rely too much on text and not on actual gestures to show our love in society in general and in relationships in particular. And it's sad. What do you think about this topic? What do you have you ever experienced social media cheating?
And physical cheating.
Yes.
And one of the big signs of social media cheating is the exchanging of sexual innuendo emojis, text messages that are overly flirty.
Yes.
That's one of the first signs. So I'll come on over to Mr. McDonald and say, is Ms. Mitchell interpreting those text messages correctly?
No, she's not.
Of course he's going to say that. How much is this going to be lie?
I just met the young lady working in Jersey. She was at the front desk. So I was putting up the internet in, so she wanted to know how about going out, get her Wi-Fi put in. So that's the only reason I have a number. Because it's not even saved. Because if I wanted to, I was liking her like that, I would have put a name in. So it's just a number.
Yeah.
It's not serious. She just blew it out, all out of proportion like she always does.
Okay, Ms. Mitchell?
The text message said, "When can I see you again?" And another message that was in the phone said, "When will you be in the tri-state area again?" That's not somebody you fixing somebody Wi-Fi at the front desk.
Exactly.
Oh, That's kind of inappropriate.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Why are you making
Indeed,
plans to meet up with the front desk manager lady again?
I just figured this follow up. Just follow up to get
Wait,
get
follow up to
follow
find
up.
out.
get her
For
internet
Wi-Fi?
service put
What?
up.
Excuse me, Wi-Fi.
Maybe the password change.
I don't know, but Mr. McDonald, that sounds a little shady.
But he just
Because
said
it
that
is.
there was no further communication, but you just said you had to follow up. This is my issue. When I ask something, I don't get a truthful response or a response at all. It's always a question with a question. I never get an answer. Just like New Year's,
Big red
we're in the
flag.
car. We had a great time. Great time. We haven't had a great time in a long time. We had a great time, went out, enjoyed ourselves. And we're riding in the car, and all of a sudden,
I'm really sorry for this woman because you can see she's such a beautiful woman and she is smart and she knows what she wants and she deserves so much better than a cheating, a liar, a fraud of a man, of an old player that this man is. I don't know what possessed her to go for someone 20 years older than her, but I guess I mean, the wrong person at the right time can lead to that. Let's see how this case ends, or if it ends here, because I think there's more to come, more to cover, and we only have two
a call
minutes
comes
left.
through on his phone, but his phone is hooked up to the Bluetooth.
Of course.
This man almost took us off the cliff trying to hang up this phone. When I look over at him, I don't know Thomas to have anxiety, PTSD, any of that. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him at this very moment behind this wheel, if I'm safe. So as he hangs up the call comes right back through. He hung it up faster than he did the first time. When I asked him about it, of course, it's a colleague. A colleague is not calling you at 1 a.m. over and over again.
On New Year's Eve?
On
Exactly.
New Year's, well, New Year's now, New Year's Day.
Somebody was calling to say Happy New
to
Year.
have Happy New Year's because they didn't get the Happy New Year's kiss.
Somebody was calling to say Happy New Year. I can tell you what that was about. Again, Mr. McDonald, tag your it. What happened?
That was not what it was about. See, this is the first time we've been out, just me and her, with no drama.
Right.
So I didn't want any interruption. It didn't matter who's calling.
Got it.
It was nothing more important than
I'm
get
not
her
mad at
spent
you.
time.
I'm not
Bro has almost no hair because I want to pull his hair out at this point.
So
mad
I'm
at
not
you for
taking
hanging it
any
up.
calls.
I'm not mad at you for hanging it up, no matter what. That was probably the smartest thing you could have done, was making sure you hung it up. But was there a reason, Mr. McDonald,
Yeah,
that you had
that's
to
the
hang
most
it up?
important question.
See, here we're trying to get to the core of what the issue is. If there is something going on that is making your fiance not trust you, then you probably need to address it so that you can rebuild that trust. Because she doesn't trust you. Ms. Mitchell, am I correct?
Most definitely.
She's not trusting you. What has happened in this relationship to break down that trust, sir? Next time on Divorce Court.
So there
And
is
then
a
I see a
part
voice
oh my
message
god.
came through and I picked it up. And it's a woman's tone and she's talking sexually and it's like a poem or something that she's saying
Oh
to
my
him.
god.
You
More
submitted it
drama
to
and more
court.
spice.
I did.
love
So
it.
I lick every drop of moisture unfolded by
Oh
your
my
fingers
God.
that you place in the middle and down my spine as we
Oh,
align.
the
A
next
room filled
episode
with
is going
aromas
to
of
be
lust.
awesome.
That was in your phone?
I hadn't even heard it.
You sought out who this woman was.
I did. And I called her.
And more importantly, we know who she is. I would like to speak with Danielle via Skype.
We went out to dinner. It told me that he was just getting
So
out of
there
a
is a third
relationship.
woman.
Is this a romantic
Oh my
relationship, sir?
Of course you're not getting an answer now. Oh my god. Okay guys, this is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you liked it as much as I did, and I hope to see you in my next one, which I will film probably in the next following days. Tell me in the comments what do you think, how do you think this will end. Will they be able to take their marriage to then take the relationship to the next level? Will they marry? Will they be broken up? Or what do you think will happen and why? I mean, obviously we know he has cheated, but would you pardon someone for cheating? Would you accept their apologies and why? Tell me in the comments. For now,